Because I just want to talk about that. See, I just need a job to start first. When I start first, when I start, I don't understand what my long term. I don't have a long term goal from where I am. But right now, I don't even know. The goal right now is to get a job. What kind of job is I put food on my table and earn money. Back to my channel. My name is Chiamaka Okebu. If you are seeing my face for the first time, you're very much welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, hey, hello guys, what's up? So in today's video I'll be talking about interview questions that do not make sense to me, in my personal opinion, or certain interview questions that just put me off or make me think twice, like I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, I know we all have our experiences, right? But I'll be sharing mine, like some questions I think nah, no. Yeah, if it's something you're interested in, please keep on watching. Alright, guys, so before we start, I want to say, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. It is just down this video, below this video. It's a red subscribe button. Please click on this button. Yeah. So we're gonna try to make this video as brief as possible. My first question, like the first question you asked me at an interview, that pinches me in my soul, is, why are you here? Ogbeni, you put up a vacancy, I applied for the job, and I most likely meet your criteria. That's why you're calling me. I know, I understand that, or maybe the interviewer wants to hear a smart answer or something. I get that, and I'm not disputing that fact. I'm just saying that each time I'm being asked that question, in my body and in my soul, I'm like, that. Okay, so why are you here is one, and why do you want this job? Okay, what about like I feel sometimes some of these questions are quite unnecessary, right? They just don't make sense to me. Why do I want the job? You put up a vacancy that you need someone. I applied because I fit this role, right? So for some entry level, yeah, you still be asked, why do you want this job? And it's something I don't know. I feel like interviewers know, but they still ask that. Don't they know that most people will actually lie? Like they need that job, so look for the most suitable answer. So is it about the best liar? Because most times you're not even able to depict those who are lying from those who are not lying. Or when you put up an ad, I needed a job and I applied, right? I don't know if you feel like when you're asked this question, right, and you feel like there's nothing, like you don't feel anyhow when you are asked, that let me know in the comment section. For me, I'm not saying that those questions might not be important. I'm just saying that when I'm asked those questions, I feel a certain type of way, though I have an answer. Because for every job I've applied for, yeah, there is a reason why, so to speak. Of course, there's a reason why you applied. It's either you need a job, the role is what you've been praying for, you're looking for a change, something. There's always, or you want to make impact, or why do you want to join this company? Why this company? Why not that other company? Very tricky question. Very, 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 very tricky question, so to speak, for me. Another question that I find really choking and like downright annoying, guys, like absolutely annoying, is what kind of animal are you? Hey, do you know, I kind of feel like these questions are way old questions that people used to ask, people who just found themselves in HR used to ask, right? And then with time, HR professionals came out and started saying, oh, you do not ask people that kind of questions at interviews, right? Stuff like that. However, people still ask them. I can vividly remember I applied for a job, and after going through the different stages of the interview, and sometime towards the final stage of the interview, somebody on the panel was like, what kind of animal are you? And in my head, I'm like, I am sorry, but I do not identify as any kind of animal. I get it when people say I'm an eagle, I'm a lion. If you're an HR professional and you're watching this video, please, if there's a justification as to why those questions are being asked, I want to hear in the comment section. But for me, at that interview, I don't know, maybe I was just so chill, I don't know, but I had to tell the HR professional that I don't identify as any kind of animal. And then they went on, and then they were like, no, you have to identify as, like, oh, I don't identify as any kind of animal. And at the end of the day, they were like, okay, no, you have to pick one, something that connects to you. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, I identify as a human being, since human are the biggest form of animal. And they were like, no, and that's not it. That's not it. It's not a tricky question. It's a direct question, like an animal, dog, cat, cow, pig, something. And for someone like me, first of all, I am not an animal person, so to say. I can see animals and say, oh, this animal is cute, but I don't go near them, I don't touch them. I am scared of them, right? Just maybe sometimes, depends on who is dragging me there, but naturally speaking, I think I'm scared of them. And then they went on and on ahead, and then they were like, no, you have to identify as an animal, pick an animal, a trait that, as in they were explaining. And I ended up saying identify as a cat. Why? Because I was just coming back from India, and cats and dogs are like the major animals, and buffaloes are the major animals that I see day to day. And there was no way I couldn't think of anything when it comes to dog, right? And then for cats, I talk about the way they were meek, I don't know, curious. So those were kind of the traits I was picking out, and I was displaying. But it was so obvious that this one had no idea what she was saying. Because it was it was somehow, so to speak, my responses were, but either way, I had to give a response at that interview. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, probably I shouldn't even have said anything. I shouldn't have even given a response, because it was really weird to me. Like, what kind of animal do you identify with? I thought we had abandoned such kind of questions in, like, what, 2017, right? Or even downright to 2015. I thought we had abandoned those kind of questions, like they weren't standard questions to ask someone. And for me, I was expecting that at some point during that interview they were going to respect the fact that I said I do not identify as an animal. But no, they kept on pressing on for me to identify as an animal. Hello. I am not an animal. I do not know. Okay, but I also want to hear in the comment section, do you think it makes sense? As in, what I know, some people have like go-to answers for this thing. So when you're being asked, right, what kind of animal do you give? And really, are you someone who believes in such, like, identifying as an animal? Nah, I don't. As a person, I don't. Nah. Okay, so another question that I really do not understand, or there's sometimes, okay, right now it may not, I have a bit of clarity. So I would say before, maybe because I didn't have clarity or something, I really can't say, right? But something that used to put me off is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What are your long-term and your short-term goals? In my head, still the same thing. I was like, yeah, I just finished school. This girl I just want a job. I just want to start my life, because I know that wherever you put me, or whatever role I find myself in, I'll do great, right? I need something. So when I finished uni, I realized I wasn't going to do microbiology, right? But I wasn't aware of the world out there, or what companies had within the organization, so to speak, like kind of roles that were available. So I was more used to roles that were pretty common. Bank teller or banker, nobody even knows. Right now we have a bit of clarity as to what the different roles, right? But we all just know banker. Now I think about it, banker what? Yeah, but HR was pretty common then because you've been applying for a job and you have people respond to you. So HR was very, very common. I think then I was also aware of project management, but I wasn't really sure if that was what I wanted to do. What that job was common there? I mean, within the corporate world, receptionist. But of course, what other job was common? Okay, maybe business development, but I wasn't really aware what business development was all about. So this little these other parts of the organization that makes it an organization, like facility management, supply chain. It's not now that those things are maybe a bit more common and a bit more public knowledge, but I didn't really know the nitty gritties as to what other society units or departments make up organizations. So then basically, even when you do your research, you really wouldn't understand, right? So then when you ask me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I only had like maybe a short term goal that made sense, and I felt like, I don't know, like my go-to answer is usually 5 years is such a long time because I'm just starting my career, so I'm more focused on a shorter term goal that can help me shape myself so that I can then have a long term goal. But when you press on and on, of course, on the spot, start thinking of stuff. So right now, so to speak, I do have a short term and a long term goal. That I think about it. But yeah, I do have a long term and a short term goal. I think I had a bit of clarity in the last 3 years as to that, even though it's not so clear, but it's a step. But I'm just saying that those questions that question used to really tick me off. Yeah, a short term and a long term goal, 5 years. But like, actually, as an entry level, like you're just starting your career, I just want to put about that. See, I just need a job to start first. When I start first, I don't understand what my long term. I don't have a long term goal from where I am. But right now, I don't even know. The goal right now is to get a job. What that kind of job is? I put food on my table and earn money. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Yeah. So another question that puts me off, even up to now. In fact, I had a more recent interview and that question came up, and it's been constant, right? Asking me questions that are already on my CV. Ha! It's the same reason why I don't appreciate cover letters. I get the fact that you want me to, so you want to hear, or you want me to write down my achievements and all that, like communicate with you in sentences and all that. But I kind of feel like all these things, they're in my CV. If I meet the match, right, call me to have a conversation with me. I can tell you all these things in person rather than writing a script. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about when you have like your CV, asking me things that are on my CV. I get maybe meet you as an interview question, pretty standard. Now, what I do not get is, okay, so for me, I'll be more specific. So you're asking me, why did you leave X and XYZ company to, what did you do after you left XYZ company, or you left XYZ in so and so year, after that what did you do? You can't tell me it's a trick question because it is on my CV. I went for my master's. Like, it's very simple. So like in my head, I'm like, the space on my CV is accounted for, and if I've taken out time to send you my CV, I expect you to have sort of gone through my CV, right? Because it's clearly stated. Now, why it hits me and it feels like, is that these guys haven't done their homework, or is there something I'm missing here? Is I left my last job in 2019, right? If I'm not mistaken, 2019, and 2019 August, and I started my MBA 2019 September, if not September, if not July, then September. So it's not like there was a gap, right? So it's almost immediately. I had to resume almost immediately. So I don't know, but when you're not asking me, so after you finish your what did you do, or why did you leave so and so company? When my CV can practically answer those questions. What did you do after? Like, okay, I went on to my MBA, and I say, oh, okay. I don't know, but it's just how I feel. I feel like if I've sent you my CV, you should take out time to go through my CV. I don't know if maybe. So another thing is, there's every possibility that some of these questions are questions that they ask just to, I don't know, check maybe you fit the culture of the firm. I mean, all these questions I have talked about, like, there are questions majorly to check if you fit culture or something. But you asking me questions on my CV, if you ask me, tell me about yourself, and I have to run you through my CV, even though it's a tiring question, but it is understandable because we're trying to kick off a conversation, right? And sometimes I run you through my CV, and then you not tell me, I can see here you finished school in you left so and so company in 2019. After that, what did you do? In my head, I'm like, it's on my CV. I just talked about myself, and you're asking me again. Is it that you're trying to test my patience? Like, I can find, if you are a HR professional and you're on this channel, maybe you could try to educate me as to why you ask these questions. Now, it's not like I throw off that attitude of it's not like I try to be sassy, or I throw off an attitude during the interview. No, it's an interview. I'm already prepared from my house that whatever kind of question you want to ask, even if it's something that makes me angry, or not even angry, if it's something that doesn't, maybe, it doesn't hit well, like the statement isn't hitting well, I try to put my emotions in check, try to keep it together, and I'm like, oh, okay, I have an answer, like a suitable answer, a real answer for you, because it's pretty easy for me to run you through. I'm just saying that it's pretty weird when I'm being asked, because it's a two-way thing, right? I feel like it's a two-way thing. It's not a one street to say I have to do all the talking, all the defending. I feel like you also have to, HR professionals or the companies should make an effort to also go through what I have sent, yeah, and make me feel like you've done the work, or like you've done a background something somewhere. I don't know. That's just how I feel, right? So guys, do let me know in the comment section what you think about some of these questions. Okay, so the final part of this whole gist is the final question. Do you work well under pressure? While I want to tell you yes, I work well under, of course, but of course, everybody will say, most people, not everybody, because I know some people know how to maneuver their way to say they don't work well under pressure, but there are a whole lot of answers. Check the internet, you'll find those. Yeah. Do you work well under pressure? My answer will most likely be yes, because yes, I do work well under pressure, but I tend to realize that what certain companies term as working well under pressure is slavery. Do you work well under pressure? You say yes, and then I'm on my way home, and you're sending me a query that I have to respond to, and you're telling me I have to respond to it immediately. Now, there are certain things I believe you don't hurriedly respond to in the corporate world. Yeah, there are a bit of them. Like, I just feel like while they are important for you to respond to, you want to take your time to respond, because if you respond out of proportion, you will pay dearly. In fact, you pay dearly with your career. And queries, audits, numbers, except you have those except you've been waiting for those things, right? They're really important. It's really important that you take your time, you breathe in, breathe out, because one mail will lead to another mail, and before you know, you don't even know your stance again. Yeah. So when you ask me questions like that, like wait, do you work well under pressure, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. Do I work well under pressure? Yes, I do. I just find out that they're pretty weird questions and they're not real. Yeah, most of the answers people give might not be real, right? Because they say, oh, say this, but you do this. I want to know, don't HR professionals get tired of like hearing same things, rehearsed answers, especially for entry level, right? Because you're prepared for that interview, you've read online, you've tried to, okay, sometimes you try to align what you've read online with where you are right now. Yeah. But even at that, I still feel like half of those answers you've tried to mold it and then put it together, which in its entirety is not a bad thing, but I'm just saying that it only makes sense if HR professionals to try to put in the work in some of the things they're doing. I know no road is an easy road, so this is not me trying to bring down the profession or anything. I'm just saying that some of these questions are really weird. My most recent being, what kind of animal do you identify with? I pray not to experience it again, because I don't know. I just pray I don't come across a company that would ask me what kind of animal do I identify with, because in all sincerity I don't have an answer. I'm a human being, and no, no, I don't compare myself with an animal, and I don't see myself, I don't see the importance of it. So the idea of this video is just to have a chit chat with you. If you are somebody, and if you're here on my channel and you've had an interview experience, you've had a question from an interview, or the interview questions that you just feel like, yeah, they don't work for you, and you're on this channel, let me know in the comment section what those questions are, and what is usually your typical response, or how do you feel when those questions are answered? Because I know when preparing for an interview, you prepare as an all-rounder, irrespective. You don't show if you're irritated or displeased and stuff like that. Yeah, especially if you're at entry level. But I just want to know what interview questions have you come across in recent times, even in older times, that you just can't place, right? Alright guys, this is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe guys, and share my video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.